Welcome back to ZBCN Today, the channel where we cut through the noise and focus on what actually matters. Zebec Network has positioned ZBCN as a core economic layer across its ecosystem, with demand driven by transaction fees, enterprise onboarding, super app functionality, and upcoming card rewards infrastructure. Rather than functioning as a passive governance asset, ZBCN is increasingly embedded directly into operational workflows across payroll, payments, and financial services. This design anchors token demand to real product usage and network activity, creating structural alignment between platform growth and token utility. A ZBCN initially launched as a governance token for the protocol, but its role has since expanded into a system-wide utility asset integrated across Zebec's entire product suite. At the center of this model is Zebec's payroll infrastructure. Employers using the payroll platform are required to pay payroll processing fees in ZBCN. While businesses can still operate with stablecoin balances, all payments are routed through ZBCN via an automatic conversion mechanism. This ensures that even when employers transact in stablecoins, ZBCN remains the underlying settlement asset at the protocol layer. As payroll volumes increase and enterprise adoption expands, this mechanism generates consistent, scalable demand for the token tied directly to network throughput rather than speculative market behavior. Beyond payroll, ZBCN plays an integral role in Zebec's broader consumer-facing ecosystem. Within the upcoming Zebec Super App, ZBCN will be required to access key features, embedding the token into everyday financial interactions rather than isolating it within governance or staking contexts. In parallel, Zebec's card products are scheduled for a major upgrade this year, introducing a rewards framework that is directly linked to users' ZBCN balances. Rather than offering static cashback structures, rewards distribution will scale based on token holdings, reinforcing the token's role as both a utility instrument and participation layer within the financial ecosystem. Together, these integrations expand ZBCN's relevance across payroll, payments, consumer finance, and enterprise tooling. Token supply allocation further reflects Zebec's emphasis on long-term ecosystem participation rather than concentrated insider ownership. Community rewards account for 50% of total supply, equivalent to 50 billion tokens. Seed round allocations represent 9%, private rounds 11%, contributors 20%, public sales 6%, and market making 4%. The largest allocation category being community rewards structurally prioritizes user participation, product engagement, and network adoption over speculative scarcity dynamics. This distribution model aligns incentives across employees, enterprises, developers, and end users, reinforcing Zebec's objective of building a usage-driven financial network rather than a trading-driven asset. On the adoption and visibility front, Zebec's growth continues to be supported by community-driven outreach efforts. Members of the Zebec ecosystem have directly engaged prominent traders, analysts, and content creators, including accounts with audiences exceeding 400,000 followers. These interactions have taken place primarily on social platforms and demonstrate how organic exposure can scale even in the absence of fully developed marketing campaigns. In multiple cases, creators acknowledged inbound interest from their communities regarding Zebec Network and indicated plans to research and potentially cover the project. Each instance of coverage creates compounding exposure effects, as even a single creator can introduce Zebec to hundreds of thousands of new participants. This outreach model emphasizes repetition, consistency, and network amplification rather than paid advertising, allowing grassroots engagement to drive early-stage awareness organically. Everything you hear on ZBCN Today is for educational and informational purposes only. Nothing in this video should be considered financial advice, investment advice, or a recommendation to buy or sell any asset. This community-led growth has coincided with Zebec's expanding institutional presence. Zebec Network is participating at Davos during the World Economic Forum 2026, placing the platform alongside heads of state, finance ministers, regulators, and executives from major global institutions. Attendees include the President of the United States, the Prime Minister of Canada, the Federal Chancellor of Germany, the President of the European Commission, senior leadership from China, and heads of state from Argentina, Indonesia, Spain, and Switzerland, among others. This environment situates Zebec directly within discussions shaping the future of global financial infrastructure, payments modernization, and cross-border economic coordination. Participation at Davos provides not only visibility, but access to institutional decision-makers responsible for policy formation, enterprise procurement, and financial systems reform. From a product architecture standpoint, Zebec is not attempting to incrementally improve legacy payroll systems, but to replace their structural foundations. Traditional payroll operates on batch settlement cycles, delayed clearing windows, and fragmented reconciliation processes that no longer align with real-time global commerce. Zebec's model instead enables second-by-second salary streaming, instant global settlement, stablecoin native transactions, and enterprise-grade compliance infrastructure. Payroll becomes continuous rather than periodic. Payments become programmable rather than static. Financial operations become borderless rather than jurisdictionally constrained. As companies expand globally, workers shift toward digital-first financial behavior, and markets operate on a 24/7 basis, legacy systems experience increasing structural inefficiencies. Zebec's platform is designed to function as an operating system for real-time finance, rather than as a middleware layer on top of outdated rails. This real-time framework extends beyond payroll into broader payments infrastructure. Zebec enables enterprises to automate recurring payments, manage real-time disbursements, and integrate programmable money flows into their operational stacks. These capabilities support cross-border contractor payments, continuous compensation models, treasury automation, and embedded financial services use cases. By positioning itself as financial infrastructure rather than a payments app, Zebec targets enterprise adoption cycles rather than retail-only usage patterns, aligning product growth with corporate digitization trends. At the retail level, community participation reflects accumulation strategies focused on consistency rather than market timing. Users are executing dollar-cost averaging approaches through repeated small purchases, including $50 and $25 increments, instead of relying on singular entry points. This pattern persists even during broader market drawdowns, with participants treating price weakness as opportunity-driven rather than structurally negative. These behaviors contribute to distribution decentralization while reinforcing long-term participation dynamics rather than short-term speculative turnover. From a market positioning perspective, Zebec Network currently ranks 134 out of 8,941 active cryptocurrencies. Over the past 30 days, the token is up approximately 2%. Over the past week, it is down approximately 2%. Over the past 24 hours, it is down slightly more than 11%. The asset is not yet listed on Coinbase or Binance. While future exchange listings are often discussed within market communities, current positioning reflects organic growth rather than reliance on centralized exchange catalysts. Zebec's broader strategic direction centers on embedding ZBCN directly into economic activity rather than isolating it as a governance-only or speculative asset. Payroll fee routing through ZBCN, rewards-linked card balances, super app access requirements, and enterprise-grade settlement infrastructure structurally connect token demand to real-world financial flows. This model creates cause and effect alignment between product adoption and token usage rather than dependence on market sentiment cycles. At the ecosystem level, Zebec's development cadence has remained consistent regardless of short-term market conditions. Product expansion across payroll, payments, cards, and consumer finance continues alongside enterprise onboarding efforts and institutional engagement. Community-driven marketing supplements formal outreach, while expanding exposure organically through creator networks and grassroots participation. Institutional visibility at venues such as the World Economic Forum 2026 positions Zebec within conversations shaping the future of money movement rather than solely within crypto-native discourse. Taken together, Zebec Network is building infrastructure for continuous payroll, programmable payments, and real-time global settlement, with ZBCN serving as the utility backbone across these systems. Token demand is structurally embedded into payroll volume, enterprise adoption, consumer product usage, and rewards distribution rather than dependent on speculative narratives. With community incentives representing 50% of total supply, institutional engagement expanding, and product integration deepening across financial workflows, Zebec continues to position itself as operating infrastructure for real-time finance rather than as a conventional crypto payments platform. If you're getting value from this kind of focused, fundamentals-driven Zebec content, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to ZBCN today, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates. It directly supports the channel and helps this research-driven community grow. Drop your thoughts or questions in the comments. I read them all. Now, let's continue with the real analysis.